The last piece, we were talking about it earlier when we were kind of preparing for this podcast, that it's the most forgotten about. And even when he got into it, I was surprised it was one of the top four.
Yeah.
Recovery. He talked about how important it is.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you do to recover?
Yeah, well, like I said, I had a hard time with this because, in my real strengths profile, I'm perpetual in nature. So I go to the next, and the next, and the next. And, you and I sometimes are, we're the worst for each other, nitro and glycerin, because you like to keep going and I keep going. And you and I we've had days where we started and they never stopped.
Yeah, it's dark outside.
Yeah, and we both go, what happened?
Yeah, right.
But the problem is you do that enough times, the next thing you know, other things start to show the cracks. So I'll tell you when I first started, because I've read about it and I've seen this many times in many of the personal growth books and many people I've interviewed. But Cristiano Ronaldo might be the greatest athlete to ever play soccer. You can argue if he's the greatest soccer player of all time, he'd certainly be top 10. But he's probably in the best shape of any soccer player in history. And he still is. He's 36, 37 years old, 36, I think. And they were saying he takes 5 to 6 naps a day. I'm like, what? I mean, that's kind of crazy. But, when you start to see the science of recovery and what it actually means and what it does. And to me, recovery was, I'm too busy. I have too much going on. Like, that's wasted time. But my recovery was, I get sick at the end of the year, right? They call it executive flu. You work, and then you get sick at the end of the year, which is, by the way, not very much recovery at all. So I've really built this into my schedule. So I have mini breaks in the day. So like even today, we were working in the studio today. I took a little mini break for myself. And I have a couch in there and a do not disturb sign. All the 240 employees of Buffini Company all obey the do not disturb sign, except for David Lally, who comes bursting in at any moment. Doesn't matter. But I take
Sorry about that.
I take little mini breaks in the day. So I might take a little 10-minute, I might take a little nap in the middle of the workday. So next thing is days off, and like a real day off. It's just people who are in the service industry, we're on call, the phones are there, but I'm talking about a real day off, down tools, as they used to say in the painting business. And then mini trips. As the market is hot and business is flying, it's hard to take maybe as long a trips as we take. And I've really focused on this the last 12 months. I'm taking mini trips. A lot of long weekends. I try not to come in here Mondays. And so I'll take a leave on a Friday, go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come home on a Monday evening and go somewhere cool and go somewhere we wanted to go. And I've taken, the boys have a bucket list of sporting events. And so whether it be the Iron Bowl or the Ohio State-Michigan game, or whether it's we went to Texas, they want to see the Texas football team play. We've done MLS soccer. We've gone to basketball games, wherever it is. So we do these little trips. We're going to go a little longer this year. We're going to go to the British Open in Scotland. So I think, mini breaks in the day, days off, mini trips, like short little weekend trips.
Love it.
Then the vacations and the trip we went to Ireland, played golf, saw Mum and Dad, and then went over to Scotland to the British Open, which was fantastic.
Nice.
For me, I've made a non-negotiable weekly massage, which in the past was a luxury, and now it's become a necessity, especially as I'm working out more. And it's kind of a non-negotiable. It's a non-negotiable. And I talked when I was interviewing Mark, where I did an event here in La Costa for our top 1,000 clients, and I finished at 5 o'clock, and at 5:15, I was nose down on a massage table.
Nice.
So it's in the schedule. I do one weekly stretch, physical therapy, or yoga class. So once a week I do that, at least that, in addition to the training I'm doing. And then we talked about in season 2, episode 63, and that fabulous interview with Wim Hof, and the breathing, the cold showers. Now that may sound like more work to people until you try it, but that has really helped me. The little breathing, it takes about 4 to 5 minutes. But when I start the day with the Wim Hof breathing, oh man, that helps me. I also find when I do it in the morning, I tend to do it at parts of the day. So it's like taking a couple of minutes in the middle of the day. Sometimes it's momentary, and I can hear Wim's voice, in through the belly, up to the chest, out through the, he's breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And I have this because he has this great app, and I listen to it all the time. So Those are things that I've incorporated. I'm going to say this. For years and years and years of my professional life, I did none of this other than a big vacation. And then it was often, the vacation was recovery from having just hammered myself.
Right.
And it's kind of like, those are desperation vacations, you know? So now I don't feel the need to do that at all. In fact, I just took a trip with the family to Hawaii. And I'll be honest with you, I was kind of jonesing to get back. And part of what I was really jonesing to get back to was my own routines.
The routines, yeah.
Yeah. So that used to be, oh my gosh, I'm going out there to save me life, you know, and now it's great, love it, have a great time, can't wait to get back to my routines.